Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Tuesday evening today from Castleton, where it's a little rivalry night for a basketball doubleheader featuring the visiting Kindred Vikings and alongside the hometown Central Cass Squirrels. I'm Chase Miller with you for tonight's Twin Bill, and welcome to our pregame show brought to you in part by our friends at Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. For the visiting Kindred Vikings at 10-2 on the season, 4-1 in region play. A busy week for Sam Brandt's club as they played 4 games last week with a win at Lisbon on Monday, 67-42. Then they played Thursday at home where they fended off the Huskies by 7, 68-61. Went up to Devil's Lake and picked up a pair of wins, 49-35 against Rugby on Friday, and Saturday defeated the Firebirds in Devil's Lake, 78-59 on the weekend. Well, for the Kindred Vikings, led by 2 players here offensively, with Liza Trembeth averaging 23 points per game and Sierra Nipstead at 29 points per contest. Well, for Jay Bachmann and the Central Cass Squirrels at 6-6 on the season, they played 3 straight games last week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They won 2 of the 3. On Thursday, a 81-40 win against Lisbon here in Castleton. Friday fell to Turtle Mountain 65-31. Then Saturday came back and defeated Watford City by 10, 73-63. Leading the way for the Central Cass Squirrels, Kenley Haug with 16 points and Liv Severson averaging just under 12 points per contest. This is our pregame show, first of 2 games today. Coming up later tonight after the girls' game wraps up, we'll get to the number 1 team in the state and the Kindred Vikings against the number 3 team in the state in the Central Cass Squirrels in Division A boys basketball. The Squirrels and the Vikings, when we come back, we'll talk about the series matchup between these 2 teams, get to our coaches' conversation, that and more, all ahead on our pregame show brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassiz Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
As we continue on the pregame show, taking a look at the series history between these 2 teams. Earlier this year, Kindred won in Kindred back on December the 11th by a final of 73-37. Last year, these 2 teams split and went 1-1 during the regular season. Central Cass won on December the 16th here in Castleton, and Kindred won on January the 21st in Kindred. Taking a look, since the 3-division system has been implemented here, the Vikings are 4-1 against Central Cass in 5 meetings here in the Division A matchups between Kindred and the Central Cass Squirrels. Out-of-town scoreboard tonight in the region. Also going on, Northern Cass at Lisbon. That game on yourliveevent.com later tonight in Lisbon for a boys and girls basketball doubleheader. Valley City travels to Wahpeton in girls hoops this evening, and Fargo Oak Grove, they are idle here tonight. Region 1 standings, Valley City at 6-0 in the region, followed by Kindred at 4-1. Wahpeton sits 4-2 with Oak Grove 3-3. Central Cass is 2-4 with Northern Cass 1-4, and the Lisbon Broncos stand at 0-6 here in region play. And it's the second time through on this double round robin between these two respective teams. A win here tonight for Kindred keeps them in the top two portion of the Region 1 standings, while a win here for Central Cass can put themselves just a half game behind Fargo Oak Grove upcoming and try to see if they can be in the top four before this season comes to a close. The Region 1A Girls Basketball Tournament, February 23rd, 24th, and the 26th are the dates. The state qualifier on February 28th in Mayville, with the state tournament at the Jamestown Civic Center the first weekend of March the 5th through March the 7th. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll hear from the coaches. First up is Sam Brandt, then we'll hear from Jay Bachmann. This is our pregame show, brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. It's the 10-2 Vikings going up against the 6-6 Squirrels here on your live event. At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
At the Central Cass School District, excellence isn't just a goal, it's our mission by empowering individuals to make a positive impact. Central Cass School District is dedicated to providing students with an innovative curriculum supported by a variety of co-curricular activities from athletics and the arts to leadership and service, aiming to provide excellence between students, staff, family, and community. Central Cass School District, fostering student excellence by inspiring individuals to be their best.
As we continue on the pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency from Central Cass. It is the Kindred Vikings and the Central Cass Squirrels, part one of our doubleheader. Joining us from the Kindred perspective is the head coach, that is Sam Brandt. And Sam, a very busy week last week, or you probably felt like tournament season. You had 4 games in a matter of 6 days. You traveled to Lisbon, you traveled to Devil's Lake, had a little sandwich of a home game smack dab in the middle. So what did you see from your team and a lot of up and down basketball in 4 games last week, Sam?
Some resiliency adjustments. They did really well. We called it Gauntlet Week, but it's really not getting through the tough week. It's about trying to recover for the next week. So here we are. We had one practice before we play another, big counter-region game, and hopefully they're going to be ready tonight. As you take a look at Central Cass and Kindred first time around, what really worked well for you and what do you hope to replicate from about a month ago in Kindred to now part number 2 here, Sam, in Castleton? I hope to say that we've gotten better and we've made adjustments and we're improving and all aspects of our game are getting better. Our defense was pretty tough to handle last time we matched up, and deflections and steals were what really helped us. So we hope to just win the boards and handle the environment in Castleton and do it with confidence, because that's exactly who we are, and have some fun.
What's the one thing, now that it's the 3rd year you've gone through this, double round robin and region format, what's the one thing you've seen from teams, or have you made much adjustments in the second game from the first game when you play teams, whether it's Castleton, Northern Cass, whoever it might be in the region here, Sam? Yeah, nothing's a surprise once you see them in the second cycle, unless they're holding on to something, but I can definitely say that we are well known for what we do, but we know how to do it really well.
So us making adjustments are what I like to see. When it comes to the opponent, we just make sure we handle what we need to handle and try to control the things we have control over.
As you go from here, what's just a trait you mentioned already, maybe one or two things? What's something you really like about your team now that we're past the midway point? What's one thing you want to see from that trait or characteristic before you get into region tournament play?
Oh, they're really fun. They're fun to be around. They're fun to be on the floor with. They're fun to be in the locker room with. There is times where we start practice with a 10-minute conversation and we end it with a 10-minute conversation. So I can see that connection on the floor, and I can see how important it is for all of them. And I'm super grateful that I get all 8 of them. And they've been coached really hard this year, and nobody has the opportunity to kind of hide or not give it their all because it sticks out pretty well. So I love that they enjoy being around each other and hanging out with each other.
Final thing for Sam Brandt, head coach for the Kindred Vikings girls basketball program. Final thing is what's the one main thing against a Jake Bachmann Central Cass team that you have to do well in this gym to come away with a region victory?
I'm going to make Castleton uncomfortable. We're going to do it with confidence. We're going to try to win the boards and transition hard, but making sure we make them really uncomfortable.
Sam, as always, good to see you. Best of luck here today.
Yeah, thank you.
And again, Sam Brandt, head coach of the Kindred Vikings, will continue with more after this on the pregame show, brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
As we continue on the pregame show here today from Castleton, it is the Central Cass Squirrels going up against the Kindred Vikings. This interview brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. Joining us from the Squirrels' perspective is their head coach, that's Jay Bachmann. And Jay, you had 3 games in 3 days last week, a little travel up to Devil's Lake, a win here against the Lisbon Broncos, played some good Western competition as well on Friday and Saturday with Turtle Mountain and Watford City. So what did you just kind of learn from your team over a course of 72 hours of game action last week here, Jay?
You know, we learned that we're fairly deep. You know, we got a lot of girls that can play some solid minutes that can jump in when needed, especially if we're tired or in foul trouble. We kind of knew that before, but I think it really solidified it for me that we can do that. Secondly, we learned that when we play team game, it really matters. Against Watford City, who's a really good team, we shared the ball so good, and we had 4 girls that are scoring 10 or more points. It really just made the game flow, and it just made everybody relax a little bit. So between having a little more depth and really sharing the ball, man, we played really good. We still, Liv and Kenley still had 20 and 21, so they were still at or above their average, but everybody else just kind of stepped up, and it really made it just a really fun game and a good atmosphere.
You look at Liv Severson, what does she just kind of do, particularly in the transition game? I think sometimes can be, a lot of people talk to her about her rebounding or ability to drive and obviously hit a 3 every now and then, but I think some people fall asleep on her transition ability, whether it's offense or defense at times, Jay.
For sure, she's an all-around player. She's one of our best defenders, if not our best defender, and she's one of our best scorers. So getting her to do all those things is huge for us. She's a 3-year starter. She has played some huge games and some huge moments for us. She's the only one girl that has played in the state championship when she was a freshman that's still here. So she just brings some knowledge and some maturity and just a lot of things to the table that we really need. Liv did a great job this weekend of, we had a rough game on Friday, and then Saturday she came out and was like the ultimate teammate, and just was like everybody's rah-rah cheer, let's go, let's go, let's go, but also doing her own part. So it was just really fun to see her do that, and it really fun to kind of see her take the next step in her basketball career, I guess.
As you go from here, head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels, Jay Bachmann, joined us here. As you just take a look at the second time around, what have you learned about your teams the second time around, now doing it the third year of this three-division system, when you play a team the first time to a second time here, Jay?
I think the second time is kind of like a chess match, right? Like, we know what they did the first time, they know what we did the first time. Who made an adjustment? Who changed what they're doing? Or honestly, who got better at it? I know what Kindred's really good at, and I'm sure they know what we're really good at. And it's about who can make an adjustment, or who made a change, right? Like, all those things really come to play a part in it. And halfway through the first quarter, we realized, they're going to do this now, or we're going to do that now. So it's really fun to see like how everyone has changed and how they've adjusted. And if you hopefully you play your cards right and you make a better adjustment, but you never know. Depends on how it goes.
Jay, as always, good to see you. Best of luck here tonight against the Vikings.
Thank you.
That again, Jay Bachmann, head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels. Will continue with more after this in Cal.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
As we continue here on our pregame show, brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. It is the Central Cass Squirrels and the Kindred Vikings here. Kindred last year 19-6, beat Wampatuck in the Region 1 third-place game, fell to Carrington in a state qualifier. Back-to-back years that they've made it to a state qualifier, but came up just one game shy of a state tournament. Well, for Central Cass, 12-10 last season, lost to Northern Cass in the Region 1A quarterfinals, and 2 years ago going 8-14, losing to Northern Cass in the Region 1 quarters from the Shack as well. So that's the 2 years for both these two teams in the three-division system. They've met 5 times. Kindred has won 4 of them, as the Kindred Vikings won earlier this season, looking to have the season sweep after last year's Central Cass and Kindred split during the regular season. For the Kindred Vikings, averaging 65 points per game, while for Central Cass, averaging 54 points per contest. Again, at Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency, from banking to insurance, let them handle your requests. For more information, go online to KindredStateBank.com. Girls up first, boys up to follow, roughly at around 7:30. We'll take a quick break, and we come back. Starting lineups and the opening tip, that is next here in Castleton. It's the blue of Kindred against the red of Central Cass on Tuesday night.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
When we bought our first home in Fargo, we had no idea where to start. A friend told us to call First Class Mortgage, and I'm so glad we did. They explained every step, answered all of our questions, and made us feel completely at ease. We closed on time and even got a better rate than expected. If you're buying or refinancing, trust me, call First Class Mortgage. They really do live up to their name.
First Class Mortgage is locally owned. Visit firstclasscorp.com for more info. As we get you ready for the starting lineups, first let's take a look at the Kindred Vikings here. Head coach is Sam Brandt, as the Vikings will be out in their blue uniforms, the black numerals and lettering outlined in white. They'll go like this. Liza Trembeth, the 5'11" forward here for the Kindred Vikings, a senior averaging 23 points per game. Sierra Nipstead, the 5'11" sophomore forward, averaging 28 points and just under 7 steals per contest. Ivy Trembeth, the 5'9" sophomore, the younger sister of Liza, averaging 1 point and 4 rebounds. Kate Odegaard, the 5'7" sophomore, averaging 5 points and 4 boards. And Collins McQuillan, a 5'9" sophomore, averaging 2.5 points and 3 rebounds per game. Again, Liza Trembeth, Sierra Nipstead, Ivy Trembeth with Kate Odegaard and Collins McQuillan here for Sam Brandt and the Kindred Vikings at 10-2. As now for the Central Cass Squirrels at 6-6 on the season, 2-4 in the region. Head coach is Jay Bachmann in their white attire with the red numerals outlined in black with black across the front. Abby Convervig, a 5'7" senior, averaging 3 points and 2 rebounds, with Kenley Haug, the 5'7" freshman, averaging 16 points and 4 boards. Olivia Severson lived for short, the 5'10" senior forward, averaging 11.9 points and 6.5 rebounds. J.C. Verkeelen, a 5'7" sophomore guard, averaging 7 points and 3 rebounds. And Sophie Sherwhite, the 5'5" junior, averaging 1 point and 2.5 boards. Convervig, Haug, Severson, Verkeelen, and Sherwhite here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Head coach is Jay Bachmann. For Central Cass, 6-1 on the season when scoring 54 or more points, while for the 2 losses for the Kindred Vikings is when they have given up 74 points or more, or offensively when they've scored 56 or less here on the season. Vikings looking for the regular season sweep, while for the Squirrels looking to even it up at 1 apiece. High school basketball here tonight. Lena Ellenson running at the camera for us. Chase Miller with you here in Castleton. Thanks so much for tuning in, and make sure you patronize our sponsors. Opening tip at 6:01, and Region 1A rivalry basketball is underway here in Castleton. Howell bringing up the floor here. The big bugaboo for Central Cass in the first game was the turnover bug, as the Vikings would like to have the turnover here right in this high zone as they'll look to trap out of it, as they leave it to Severson now for Central Cass. Severson makes her way to the paint, off the window, up and in for 2. They'll need more of that, points in the paint and being very aggressive in the front court. Nipstead will handle this one as Sierra gives this one off now to Liza. Liza and Sierra, just in terms of offense, they're going to see the ball in their hands a lot tonight for the Vikings. Jumper is going to be off the mark. Rebound, putback, Nipstead, good for 2. Sierra Nipstead gets the second chance opportunities, and we're tied at 2 apiece. Full court pressure defense is Haug. We'll see this one up and over to Verkeelen. Finds it to Sherwhite, off the window. There's a foul, as Liza Trembeth picks up the foul, her first, team's first. And if you're Jay Bachmann, you got to like the first 2 possessions of the game. No turnovers, a bucket, and you'll get free throw opportunities here for the Central Cass Squirrels on the Bank North scoreboard. Crazy to think just over a month from now we'll get to the region tournament here for girls basketball, as the free throw attempt is up and in. Also tonight going on here on the smaller gym on the south side, you have girls wrestling for a triangular tonight. Brady Siebel's on the call for you on that one for Central Cass girls wrestling. Breckenridge Wahpeton and the Fargo Stingers are in town as well. We still got a boys game to come later tonight. Nipstead, a little hesitation, dribble on Sherwhite. Floater up, no. Rebound, Nipstead, put back off the window, can't get it. And a backside board by Sherwhite. Well, Nipstead so far with 2 rebounds early on here for the Kindred Vikings. Severson leaves it left and inside Kovrig. Abby makes her way. Shot will be partially blocked right to Liv. Severson throws it up high off the window. Can't get it to go. And Liza Trembeth corrals a loose ball. Vikings with a chance to tie here early on or take the lead as Trembeth going to attack her way to the paint. Gets walled off by Kinley Haug. Tough shot up, no. Rebound going to be won here for J.C. Verkeelen. You don't need a shot clock early in this one as Kinley Haug makes her way inside the paint looking to spin. This one is on the deck. Kovrig saves it. Back to Kinley and now to Verkeelen as they work it around the world to Sherwhite. Sherwhite able to drive, uses up that dribble, finds it to Liv. Liv thought about a 3, takes it, able to split, and this will be a blocking foul. Foul assist here to the Kindred Vikings. Kate Odegaard with the foul, her first, team second, and really good downhill attack so far for Central Cass has allowed them to get to the free throw line here for Liv Severson. Severson, an 82% free throw shooter on the season as the Central Cass Squirrels see this one up and in for Liv. Liv with 3 points early on the Bank North scoreboard. Go to banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank, member FDIC. Not new, not national. Bank North, a hometown bank focused on relationships. As this one will be up and in. So Central Cass with a 6-2 lead early on here in this contest. At the 6:10 mark as Kindred will leave it to left-handed side with the basketball. Back up top for the Vikings with Kate Odegaard. Odegaard, nice pass inside to Trembeth, up and in for 2. Ivy Trembeth gets 2 points. Odegaard gets the assist as the Central Cass Squirrels see that lead trimmed to 2. Kovrig will see it now up top to Kenley. Nipstead playing up top on that 1-3-1 zone while they'll look to pressure some more. Right wing Haug to the baseline, Sherwhite. Sherwhite steps through, and this will be a foul on the floor. Collins McQuillan with the body, her first and the team's third. So for the Vikings, foul assist on Liza Trembeth with Kate Odegaard and Collins McQuillan early on here in the opening quarter. Kovrig to inbound it, leaves it inside to Severson. Shot is up, no. Rebound's going to be loose. Verkeelen comes away with it. Verkeelen has a triple team around her as they see this one back up top to Kenley. Haug got the right of the key. She'll step into a 3. This one will rim, rattle, and roll on in. Haug with the triple, gets the shooter's touch. And the Central Cass Squirrels up by 5. Nipstead guarded by Sherwhite. That's going to be a fun battle to be had throughout the course of this game. Ball goes right-hand side to Odegaard, now to Trembeth. Liza with a jab step here, a little clear out. As Liza looks for a ball screen from her sister, doesn't take it. Back to Odegaard here, shot clock to 13. McQuillan on the inside of Nipstead. Power dribble in the paint. Sierra shot long. Rebound won by the right hand of Severson. Kenley Haug, little hesitation move up the floor. Crossing over left to right. Teardropper off the window, no. Rebound loose to Sherwhite. Kovrig right wing 3 is up. That'll go long. Long rebound here won by Verkeelen. Well, good second chance opportunities right now for the Squirrels as three-pointers coming by J.C. Verkeelen and a timeout on the floor. The Squirrel faithful are on their feet. 4:37 left to play in the opening quarter. Central Cass leads it by 8.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Time on the floor brought to you in part by Tope Insurance. Get in touch with Ryan at Tope Insurance in Castleton for a quote or review of your policies at 701-347-4045. That's Tope Insurance in Castleton. Served a timeout by Sam Brandt. The Kindred Vikings will handle this one near side as they find it to Odegaard to the left wing. Here goes McQuillan with the pass nearly thrown away as Nipstead will handle this one. Sherwhite on the guard. Back up top as they work it on the interior. This one's going to be a tie-up after that goes to the hands of Odegaard. Verkeelen gets there well defensively, and it will be Viking basketball. Tied at 2, otherwise Central Cass has held a lead here early on in the opening 3 minutes and change. Central Cass gives this one to Liza. Trembeth gives it back up top to Nipstead. Nipstead bounce pass, leaves it to the baseline. Jumper is up short. Rebound here going to be eventually tipped out to Sherwhite. Her third board of the game. Kenley Haugen transition. Floater from 15. Gets the shooter's roll one more time. Haug now with 5, and the Squirrels are leading by 10. Trembeth, ankle cross. Look at Liza. Good jumper on the way. Shot no. Rebound here on the inside, and we're going to have a foul. Kenley Haug will pick up the foul. Her first, team's first, after a rebound on the interior by Kate Odegaard, as Odegaard will make her way to the stripe to shoot 2 here for the Kindred Vikings. For Kindred, Nipstead with 2, Ivy with 2 points as well. And you see this one up and in for Kate Odegaard, as Odegaard hits free throw attempt number 1. Substitution in the game here for the Vikings. See a couple new players in Peterson. The 5'7" guard will check in. So from there, Matthias will also check in, as this one is tipped out of bounds, and it will be Central Cass basketball. And one more substitution here for the Vikings, as Starcevic will check in as well. So all 8 players getting in early here in the opening 8 quarter for head coach Sam Brandt on the Bank North scoreboard, as the Kindred Vikings will look to trim into this deficit with a full court pressure defense. Haug up the floor to Verkeelen. Verkeelen at the left wing gives it to Severson. She'll shoot a 3. Tickles the twine. Severson now with 7. And for the Squirrels, that's their third 3 of the quarter. We lead it by 12. Up top goes Liza. Liza will see it on the interior, and there's going to be a foul, as the foul will be had here on the Central Cass Squirrels, as this will be on Kenley Haug, her second, team second, and Nipstead will inbound the basketball. As they see it with Nipstead, they give it up top to Liza. Liza at the free throw line, jumper from 18 off the side of the iron, no good, and rebound against Sherwhite with her 4th board of the game. Kenley Haug to Verkeelen to the baseline. In transition, Kavervig. Kavervig works it around the world here with Haug at the free throw line. Haug, nice slip pass to Severson, up and in. Right now the Squirrels are slicing and dicing offensively, and they just can't miss if you're head coach Stan Brandt for Kindred. All about getting a quality offensive look here and see what you can do defensively moving forward. Trembeth, 3-pointer. This one will rim rattle, roll off. Rebound here on the inside, and coming away with it is Kenley Haug. Haug was on the deck, had 2 blue jerseys around her, but somehow came away with the basketball. Severson will see this one left-handed side as they give it back to the right of the key. Haug to the baseline. Jumper by Sherwhite is short. Rebound here by Sherwhite as she's able to stay with it. A jump ball will favor the Central Cass Squirrels. Substitution into the game will be Flanagan, and alongside with Hushka here for Central Cass, as they lead at 19-5 with 2:30 left to play here in the opening quarter. As the ball will work its way. Kenley Haug back up top, and this one will be a kick ball by Nipstead. As this one will be for Central Cass with Addie Hushka on the far sideline, as the Vikings, after a couple breaks, will bring their pretty much their starting 5 back on the floor right now. There it is, their starting 5 back on the floor after a couple of breathers. Ball will make its way right-hand side. Flanagan's shot's going to get deflected right to Sherwhite. Here goes Kenley Haug right to the key, and book it. Haug now with 8. All right, now second chance opportunities are part of the reason why the Squirrels have 22 points up on the board and some big rebounds by Sherwhite. Right wing, Nipstead makes her way into the paint, leaves it left, and it's on to Ivy as they work it around the world. Now to Odegaard. Odegaard gets a double team here to McQuillan. McQuillan shovel pass inside to Ivy. Trembeth shot no. Rebound here won by Flanagan. Flanagan to Haug, and the Squirrels want to push and run. Haug up and over to Severson. Good pass to Sherwood off the window, and she gets fouled. Sherwhite to the free throw line. That's tic-tac-toe passing. Foul assessed here on Odegaard, her second and the team's fourth. One thing that Central Cass has been able to do so far is making sure that Kindred is not able to get into a full court press, even off a miss. As we'll see the substitutions with Peterson checking in, also with Starcevic. Free throw attempt number 2 on the way here for Sherwhite. Sherwhite missing the first. Second one, though, is good. Central Cass now 5 of 6 from the free throw line here in the quarter so far, and they have 4 made threes. Nipstead able to spin on the inside, step through off the window, good for 2. Good take by Sierra Nipstead. Help came late. Nipstead able to get 2 points and see if the Vikings can make a little run to end the quarter here as they stay in that 1-3-1. Haug, left-handed side, will handle it now to Flanagan, to Severson back up top as they're making their way for the Squirrels. Back to Liv. Hushka on the baseline. Gives it back to Liv now to Kenley. Good ball movement. Open 3. Yes, sir. Severson with the assist. And Kenley Haug has hit her third 3 of the quarter. Double digits now with 11. Nipstead answer 3. In and out. No good. Ball gets tipped around and eventually Haug will come away with it. Kenley Haug with the basketball as they get it up the floor quickly. Ball makes its way to Severson. And this will be a foul on the floor, and bonus free throws upcoming for Central Cass. Foul assessed here on Peterson. That'll be her first. And we'll make our way to the free throw line here for Liv. Severson to the stripe to shoot 2 on the way. And Central Cass, if you're head coach Jay Bachmann, this has to be the best start of a game so far this season from a Squirrel perspective, much less against your rival, who quite frankly took it to you the last time in Kindred, where the Vikings won 73-37 back on December the 11th, and it was turnover after turnover for the Squirrels, and that's the stat right now. 0 turnovers here in the quarter for Central Cass. As Severson hits both. Vikings led by Nipstead with 4 points in the front court. She makes her way right-handed side as they leave it to the right wing. Starts to make that Peterson here. Gets walled off. Ball's on the deck. Peterson gets on the floor. It will remain Viking basketball. Part 1 of our double dip, as we'll have the boys game following 20 minutes after this one wraps up a little bit later on tonight for the number 1 Vikings and the number 3 Squirrels. As Nipstead will make her way on the inbounds. Gives this one to Liza Trembeth. Trembeth here, top of the key. She'll step into it, up and in. Liza Trembeth with her first field goal of the contest. If she can get going, Kindred definitely can cut into that lead quickly, as this one will be on the deck for a moment. Flanagan will see the shovel pass. Trembeth gets the steal, throws it up the floor, getting back well with Severson as she was in a race with Nipstead here, and Liv able to tip it out of bounds as it will be Kindred basketball as Nipstead to throw it in. Sierra, a sophomore forward, already with 1,000 career points on the season, on her career. Bounce pass goes, and Hushka gets the steal. Now with 3 seconds to Severson with 1 to beat the horn. That'll go off the backboard, and that's how we'll end our first quarter. Play on the Bank North scoreboard, 28-9. Squirrels with the advantage.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Broadcasting today from the First Class Mortgage broadcast booth, locally owned and operated. First Class Mortgage, more than their company name, it's the way they do business. For more information, go online to firstclasscorp.com. That again is firstclasscorp.com. And you can check them out in Fargo as well, where if you're just joining us, it's been the three-point barrage here of Central Cass. They've hit 5 3-pointers in the first quarter. But now Central Cass turns it over once late in the first, and now to start the second quarter here. Nipstead and Liza Trembeth have combined on the season for about 52 points per game. They currently have 6 here through the first opening 8 minutes. Sierra Nipstead will come up at the free throw line, give it now to Liza Trembeth here at the right wing, guarded by Sherwhite, kind of muscle her way inside the paint. Turnaround jumper off the window, no. Rebound is loose, and it will be off of Nipstead, and Central Cass will handle the basketball. Nipstead with 2 rebounds early in the first quarter, and since then, Central Cass has done a pretty good job on the defensive side of the window. Severson, we'll see it to Flanagan, now to Sherwhite. Sherwhite with it to Kenley Haug. Haug able to spin, give it back, left-handed side for Keelan. Three-pointer is going to go long. Rebound will be last touch here off of Flanagan, and Kindred will handle the basketball. 28-9 here on the Bank North scoreboard. With a win for Central Cass, they would improve to 3-4 in the region. For the Vikings, they would be at 5-1. Large game in Wahpeton tonight with Valley City at Wahpeton in girls basketball, as well as the Highlanders, the one team that's unbeaten in region play at 6-0. Wahpeton stands at 4-2. Northern Cass also at Lisbon tonight here on your liveevent.com for Region 1 play. Oak Grove is idle this evening. Trembeth comes off the screen. Makes her way inside the paint. Double team comes back up top as they whip it on the inside to Ivy. Back to the right wing, and it'll go now to Odegaard. Odegaard up and over to Liza here. Liza at the free throw line. The Squirrels packing the paint right now as Liza handles this one. Liza going to attack her way. This one going up, and Severson comes away with it. Liv goes the other side of the floor, crossing over to the paint. Coast to coast, and count it! Liv Severson with the end one. Make it 13 points for Liv here in the first half. She was able to get the steal, and she goes coast to coast. Odegaard picks up the foul. That's her third. As we'll see, a substitution with Starcevic will check into the game now for the Kindred Vikings. As Odegaard checks out and points off turnovers here for the Squirrels, as Severson hits this one up and in now with 14 points in the game, and someone that Jay Bachmann said in our pregame show had a really good weekend in Devil's Lake as they split against Turtle Mountain and able to defeat Wofford City after falling short to the Bravettes. Nipstead, left wing, three-pointer. Nope, they'll say she was on the line. Sierra with a deep 2. She's got 6. Up and over the pass, Severson will find this one to Sherwhite. Good ball movement. Right wing triple is on the way. Off the mark, no good after the attempt by Flanagan. It's loose on the inside. Nipstead with numbers can hurry. Finds it to Trembeth. Trembeth able to spin on the baseline. Good looking move by Liza. She's got 4, and the Kindred Vikings back within 18. Kindred, can they get it to 10 or single digits before the half? They got time, but they need stops as the Squirrels are breaking the press and finishing here with Sherwhite. Sherwhite now with 5 points and 5 rebounds. Right wing goes Liza Trembeth. Trembeth here at the top, crossing over on the ankle. Liza stepped through high off the window. Liza Trembeth starting to heat up now with 2 field goals in the last 2 possessions as these two teams are trading buckets here in the opening half. Kenley Haug bounce pass left and inside to Verkeelen. Back to Kenley here. Kenley to Verkeelen. Bounce pass to Sherwhite. Gives it back up top to Kenley. Reverse it. Right-handed side. Flanagan. 3 is up and off the iron. No good. Board on the inside by Ivy. And a foul here will be assessed to Central Cass as the Squirrels will pick up the foul against Sophie Sherwhite. Her first. Team's first of the quarter. It's Collins McQuillan will check out as Peterson into the contest. Also able to see Starcevic in as well here for the Kindred Vikings as Central Cass stays out in that man pressure defense. Nipstead right-handed side gives it to Liza here. Trembeth ripping it through, gets walled off. Good D by Flanagan. Trembeth sees it, and then a reach and foul by Flanagan. First part was good. Second part got her hand cut in the cookie jar. That'll be her team's second of the quarter. After one quarter play, 28 points for Central Cass, 9 points for the Kindred Vikings as Nipstead has 6 of the 15. Will inbound it here to Trembeth. They're able to give this one back up top. Liza looking for a teammate, taking a couple of dribbles here, able to spin inside the paint, leaves it left and inside. Her sister, Ivy, long rebound, going to be one, and eventually Severson will come away with it. Makes the pass across to Verkeelen, block shot, but out of bounds. Good D by Peterson to get back wall and just throw up her hands and block the shot, as Kavervig and Hushka will check in, as Central Cass with Flanagan and Verkeelen will check out of the contest. 33-15 with 4:48 left to play here in the second quarter. Central Cass leads it by 18. Kavervig will handle it up top to Sherwhite, right wing to Severson. Severson step through off the window. Look at Liv score yet again. Severson with 5 in the quarter has 16 in the game to lead the floor. Nipstead right to the key. Answer three-pointer is going to go long. Rebound chase down. Sherwhite hits the deck, and this one will go out of bounds. Last touch off of Sherwhite. Good hustle by her and Starcevic to go after the loose ball on the far side of the floor. As Nipstead to inbound the basketball here with the pass to Trembeth. Trembeth turnaround, able to see that one with the left hand by Liza. She made that look really easy. Took 2 dribbles, finished with the left hand inside the paint. She's got 8. Kenley Haug in the front court. Central Cass doubling up Kindred right now with Severson. Severson back to Kinley. Haug right of the key. Finds it back to Liv. Severson step through, right-handed scoop shot, no, good move as Ivy Trembeth gets her second rebound. Nipstead up the floor to Liza. Liza looking to get by Kinley, and there's a foul on the floor as Kenley Haug will pick up the foul, and that's dangerous from the Central Cass point of view, as that'll be the third here in the quarter, but also Kinley is going to pick up her third as an individual. As J.C. Verkeelen will check in, as Kenley Haug will check out of the game, and that's a big ball handler that's coming out against the pressure defense here for Central Cass. And if you're the Kindred Vikings, can you take full advantage of it here late in the first half? Trembeth will handle it with Liza here. Liza top of the key. Three-pointer is up short. Rebound here to Verkeelen, her 4th board of the game. And J.C. Verkeelen bounce pass to Kavervig. Kavervig at the left wing with the basketball. Gives it up top to Sherwine, and a timeout for Jay Bachmann. 3:43 left to play in the opening half. Central Cass with the rock when we return, up by 18.
You've seen him around at the game and at the cafe. That's Ryan from Tope Insurance, your man about town and your go-to guy for coverage that fits. From farm, crop, home, auto, and more. Ryan knows Castleton because he lives it just like you with the service you expect. That's Tope Insurance in Castleton with over 25 years of experience. Visit with Tope Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies at their office in Castleton or call 701-347-4045.
Timeout on the floor brought to you in part by Cass County Mutual. You can get in touch with Cass County Mutual in Castleton, providing local service to all their policyholders by going to CassCountyMutual.com to find an agent near you. For the Squirrels, you have 7 points in the quarter, 8 points here for the Kindred Vikings so far. But again, a couple players with some big fouls. Kate Odegaard with 3 on the bench here for the Kindred Vikings, and 3 here for Kenley Haug on the bench now for the Central Cass Squirrels. As this will go to Severson. Verkeelen left in its side. Kindred will stay in this trapping press, and they get a steal. Nipstead goes to the other side of the floor. Right-handed shot blocked by Verkeelen. Verkeelen with the block. Now it goes to the other side. Right wing to Hushka. Hushka weaving her way in the paint. Hushka using up her dribble up top to Sherwhite to Kavervig. Kavervig left in its side, gives it back to Verkeelen. Verkeelen takes the ball screen looking for a teammate. Finds one on the pick and pop to Kavervig on the baseline now to Liv. Severson muscling her way off the window, can't get it to go. A rebound here for Starcevic as Nipstead goes to the other side of the floor. Nipstead with a head of steam through some contact, throws it up and in. Sierra Nipstead now with 8 points and 3 boards as the Vikings trim to that deficit, now down by 16. Verkeelen sees it to Severson. Liv to Kavervig. Kavervig left-handed side, bounce pass into Liv. Severson to the paint, up no. Rebound, going to be 1-4, and a foul on the floor. As this looks to be assessed on the Kindred Vikings here after the loose ball. And a foul will be on Starcevic. That'll be her first and the team's second here in quarter number 2 as Kavervig inbounds the basketball. Abby, part of that state volleyball tournament team here for Central Cass, the Region 1A girls volleyball champs, as well as there's a foul. Trembeth was able to get the steal. Thought she was going to have an easy layup. Foul will be assessed to Liza, her second and the team's third. These two teams also been awfully good when it comes to softball. You take a look at track and field. Doesn't matter if it's boys or girls sports. There'll be a lot of athletes on the floor at any given juncture. That's just in athletics, not to mention what you got in other activities across the school district as well. Ball will go to Sherwhite, rifles it to Hushka, right-hand side Carvig, 18-footers up and in. Abby Carvig a foot inside the three-point line, hits the long jumper for two. Central Cass up by 18. Nipstead to the right wing. Nipstead finds it to Liza. Trembeth, right pocket three. That'll go long. Rebound here to Carvig. As Abby up the floor. Verkeelen, right-handed side to Hushka. Hushka at the right wing, back to Carvig. Able to skip this one to Verkeelen. Verkeelen with it, looking for a teammate, finds it to Carvig. Some of these passes have been a little loose here for the Squirrels as this one goes across to Carvig, back to the baseline. Hushka, right pocket three is up and in. Addie Hushka with the triple, and the Squirrels have made their sixth three-pointer in the half. Trembeth, right-handed side, bounce pass to Nipstead. Here comes the double. And in the backcourt right now, Sam Brandt talking with one of our officials. The Squirrel faithful want a technical. We'll see if they give a timeout, and that's what they're going to grant to Sam Brandt. She was asking for a timeout. The Central Cass faithful were thinking maybe there was a little more confrontation outside of that. But with 1:42 left to play in the first half, it's all Squirrels here on YourLiveEvent.com. On the Bank North scoreboard here, banking should feel personal, and at Bank North it does. They're proud to be local, supporting local teams and activities in your communities. Visit banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So after the timeout by Sam Brandt, they'll have three remaining for the Vikings side of things as Kindred will inbound it here with Nipstead. Finds it to Ivy. Trembeth back right-handed side now to Collins. McQuillan up top to Liza. Liza can create her own shot if needed. Liza banging her way on the inside, throwing it up with the left hand, gets fouled, and two free throws upcoming for Trembeth. Liza has shown the move a couple of times here tonight as Flanagan picks up her second, team's fourth, where she can dribble to the right block, then either spin baseline or spin into the paint. And the impressive thing with Liza is once she spins into the paint, she tries to finish with the left hand and create some separation between a defender's block attempts and her ability to finish with the left and not going up with the right where it could be easier blocked, and also a free throw attempt on the way, and she hits both of them. Kindred 3 of 4 from the free throw line as a team, but here's the hill to climb for the Vikings. Kind of been this 16, 18, 20-point margin. See if they can really put some pressure on the last 80 seconds while the Squirrels, can they keep shooting the way they are? Verkeelen will handle the rock. Central Cass averaging 54 points per game, trying to see if they can get to 45 or more, and this one will be before the shot. The Squirrel faithful wants a continuation after the attempt by Flanagan. Foul will be assessed here to Ivy. She'll pick up her first and the team's fourth, so both teams in the bonus on the next foul from here on out. Carvig to inbound the rock. Carvig looks for a teammate back up top as they will handle it with Verkeelen. Verkeelen taking the ball screen here as they make her way to the right-handed side. Verkeelen bounce pass across, out of bounds. It'll be last touch here by Central Cass. As the Vikings will handle this one as the crowd continues to file on in for part two of our doubleheader later tonight right here on YourLiveEvent.com as well. Trembeth crossing over, looking for a teammate to cut and get open. Nipstead left and inside will leave it now to Ivy. Trembeth inside the free throw line. Jumper from 10 is up and in. Good patient offense, got the ball reversed, and they get a quality field goal here as everybody was paying attention to Liza and Nipstead. Right-handed side will handle it with Verkeelen. Verkeelen bounce pass, and this will be a foul. Foul assessed here on Liza. That'll be Trembest's third and the team's fifth, and we'll see 2 free throws upcoming now for Central Cass with Liv Severson. Severson with 16 points here tonight. And now for the Vikings, you have 3 with Odegaard and 3 with Liza here. In terms of the foul situation, Severson free throws up and good. As a substitution, Hushka will check in. Checking out will be Flanagan. I think for Sam Brandt, you want Liza out there. One more quality offensive possession here as the Vikings can potentially take the final shot of the half. But this one will be a rebound, one to Nipstead here. Sierra gets her 4th board of the opening 15 and a half minutes. And for the Vikings, we'll see what they do here offensively. Nipstead guarded by Hushka. Hushka has to be smart. She commits a foul. Sierra, an awfully good shooter, would head the line to shoot too. As right now the Squirrels are going to maybe send out a trap. This one goes to Liza. Liza, 3-pointers up off the iron, no. Rebound, though, by Collins. Back to Trembeth. Deep 3 on the way. Yes, sir. Liza Trembeth with the triple, and that's how we'll end this first half of play. Give credit to McQuillan to get it back out to Liza, who hit that from the parking lot. Can that be the shot in the arm for the Vikings? But the opening 16 minutes, all Central Cass, as they lead it by 15.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
When you think about North Dakota State College of Science, don't think about college. Don't think about desks. Don't think about buildings. Don't think about our expert instructors or our high-tech classrooms. Think about that new pickup you'll soon be driving. Think about decorating your first apartment. Think about that great job that's already waiting for you. Then, think about how you'll be doing all of those things in just 2 years. North Dakota State College of Science, the smarter way to college.
The Ringneck is a perfect stop for lunch or dinner in Leonard, North Dakota. The Ringneck has a wide variety menu from burgers, wraps, steak, chicken, and seafood. For that small-town family-owned dining experience, check out the Ringneck today. To place an order ahead of time for takeout, call 701-645-2465. That's 645-2465. And stop by every other Friday this winter for meat raffles. For more info and daily specials, search the Ringneck on Facebook.
As we continue on our halftime show, brought to you in part by Scott and Tyler at Farmers Union Wisely and Kramer Agency in Castleton, your local small town agents with answers, expecting the great rates and the local service that you expect with Scott and Tyler here in Castleton. Chase Miller with you, alongside with Melena Ellenson helping us run camera here tonight. A reminder still to come, part 2. It's the number 1 Vikings and number 3 Squirrels in Division A in boys basketball. Coming up after the conclusion of this game, 20 minutes after this one wraps up. While for Central Cass and the Vikings here in this first half, Central Cass was up 28-9 after 1 quarter of play. They hit 5 threes in the first quarter, and they take a 15-point lead into the intermission. Central Cass here with 6 players in the scoring column. They're 9 of 11 from the stripe. They've hit 6 threes, 15 rebounds with 3 turnovers. While for the Kindred Vikings, they've hit 4 players so far score. They're 3 of 4 from the stripe with 10 rebounds in this game, and they've hit 1 3. That was Eliza Trembeth, 3-pointer right before the half. Kindred with 2 turnovers. Individually, Liv Severson has been a one-woman wrecking crew. 17 points, 6 of 7 from the free throw line here for the senior in Severson. Kenley Haug with 11 points, 3 threes all in the first quarter. She does have 3 fouls. 5 points, 5 boards for Sophie Sherwhite, who's 3 of 4 from the stripe. 3 points for Hushka, 3 points, 4 rebounds for Verkeelen, and 2 points and 2 boards for Abby Convervig. Again, Central Cass led by Severson with 17. for the Kindred Vikings, led by the 13 points of Liza Trembeth, who came on in the second quarter, 11 of her 13 in the second quarter. 8 points for Sierra Nipstead, 4 points for Ivy Trembeth, and you have 1 point for Kate Odegaard. Nipstead also with 4 rebounds. You have a board for Starcevic and a rebound for Collins McQuillan. At the half, it's Central Cass up by 15. We come back, we'll take a look at games coming up next for both the Squirrels and the Vikings in girls basketball on YourLiveEvent.com.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting section, and check out their different paint mixing options from Benjamin Moore, Clark and Kensington, and Royal. From their grills to Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to the Customer Laser Engraving Center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Carol, Leslie, or Craig to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassi Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve, so we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As we continue here on our halftime show, brought to you in part by Farmers Union Wasley Kramer Agency here in Castleton. Still to come for Central Cass and the Kindred Vikings here in the coming weeks. Central Cass will have a home game against Chad Slatter's Oak Grove Grovers coming up on Monday, 6 days from now, right here in Castleton on YLE. They'll make their way to Wahpeton on January the 29th. Then on February the 3rd, host the Valley City Highlanders here for the next 3 games for the Central Cass Squirrels. While for the Kindred Vikings, they will play Thursday hosting Valley City. You'll have Josh and Eggie on the call for you right here on YourLiveEvent.com. Some call him Almers, others call him Almaris, but Josh and Nick Engman on the call here on Thursday night on YLE between the Highlanders and the Vikings. January the 29th, the Vikings will make their way to Carrington for a date with the Cardinals on the 29th, and January the 30th, go to Hunter up at Northern Cass here for the Kindred Vikings. And later tonight, it'll be the boys' game as the Central Cass Squirrels at 7-2 go up against the undefeated and number 1 rated team in the Kindred Vikings in 8-0 on the season. Brooks Bacco averaging 26 points and 10 rebounds per contest here for the Kindred Vikings, while for the Central Cass Squirrels led offensively by Cash Lorenz with 17 points per contest here for Matt Norman and the Central Cass Squirrels. Again, boys game coming up a little bit later on tonight right here on YourLiveEvent.com. Again, at the half, it's the Central Cass Squirrels up by 15. Liv Severson, 17 points, 11 by Haug. 6 threes to 1 3 is a big difference, as that's the 15 points on the difference on the Bank North scoreboard right now. 13 for Eliza Trembeth, and Nipstead has 8 points and 8 rebounds. Back with the second half when we return. Again, that does it for our halftime show, brought to you in part by Scott and Tyler from crop to farm, home and auto. That and more. Get in touch with Farmers Union Wasley and Kramer Agency in Castleton throughout the week.
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with
check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
I'll make sure you tune in to our post-game show a little bit later on here tonight, where we'll talk with a member of the victorious team, take a look at your final numbers, and get you ready for a modified post-game into a modified pregame with the boys basketball game a little bit later on tonight as well on a separate stream link here on yourliveevent.com. For more games, simply check out our website, yourliveevent.com, or go to our YouTube channel by searching Your Live Event. As Sierra Nipstead will bring this one to front court, as she does, right-handed side to Collins McQuillan. McQuillan with the pass to Trembeth here as Liza, little cradle rock, able to step through, trying to finish with the left hand, up and no. Rebound tipped out, good hand defensively by Odegaard, right to Nipstead, can't get it. And a loose ball to Liv Severson. As Liv might have rolled an ankle a little bit there, she came up a little gimp. Kenley Haug, right-handed side of her Keelan. Central Cass will see Kindred now into a man pressure defense for the first time tonight. Sherwhite going to attack the paint. Bounce pass goes to Kovrig. Kovrig back to Liv, back to Abby. She's open. Three-pointers up, in, and out. Rebound tip to Nipstead. Nipstead with her sixth board. Nipstead goes behind the back on Sherwhite. Here comes the help with Verkeelen. Now to Liza. Trembett taking the screen by Ivy, by her sister. High off the window, good for two. Liza Trembett with 15 on the evening, and the Kindred Vikings are back within 13. Kenley Haug, top of the key, guarded by Nipstead. Left-handed side will handle this one to Kovrig. Kovrig takes the screen to Sherwhite. Sherwhite right wing inside Verkeelen. Verkeelen able to spin, left-handed shot off the side of the backboard. No, it's a loose ball, and the arrow will stay with the Central Cass Squirrels. In football, you talk about sometimes the first possession of the third quarter, the first 4 or 5 minutes can really determine the outcome of the game, and it's similar here for both of these clubs. If it's Kindred to get back within single digits, look out. If Central Cass can weather a little storm here and keep a double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter, they'll have a little breathing room going into the final 8 minutes. Good block by Liza after the attempt by Verkeelen. Kovrig on the inbounds. Looking for a teammate, finds one to Liv. Severson, right wing, makes her way to the paint, step through off the window, gets it to go. Severson now with 19 on the night. Nipstead pushing this one up the floor on Sherwhite. Drive kick, right-hand side jumper, deep two is up and in by Odegaard. Give Nipstead the assist, and Odegaard gets her first field goal of the evening. If you're Kindred right now, can you get 2-3 stops in a row, get a little 5-0-6-0 run brewing the other side? Kenley Haug uses up her dribble, finds it to Kovrig. Kovrig takes the ball screen, right wing to Sherwhite. Back up top as now Central Cass with Haug. Haug able to spin. Shot is up from 13, up and in. Kenley Haug with her first field goal since the first quarter. She's got a baker's dozen tonight in scoring. Nipstead up top. Crossing it over, Sherwhite on the guard. Back to Liza here. Trembeth on the attack, able to spin. Turn around, shot no. Rebound to Severson. As Liv with her second board here of the quarter. Central Cass quickly pushing this one up the floor as Kinley Haug calls out the offense. Carvig at the left wing, taking the dribble to the free throw line. Looking it back for Kinley here. Haug taking the screen, left-handed side. Kinley step through, turnaround, gets this one up and in. Kinley Haug able to hit the B button and spin and finish with the right hand over Nipstead. Sierra up and over on the pass. Good find on the dime. Shot will be missed by Odegaard. Putback can't get it to go. It's still loose now with Ivy. Ball gets reversed back inside and off the hands of Odegaard. And a tough one from the Kindred perspective. They did everything right, just couldn't find the bottom of the cylinder. A win here for Central Cass would get them to 3-4 in the region. A win here for the Vikings would get them to 5-1 in Region 1 play. Verkeelen left-handed side with the basketball. Here at the free throw line, going to drive, bounce past Sherwood, extra fine. Haug, right wing three is up off the front iron. Loose ball goes to Severson, her fifth. Severson going to drive, she lost it, regains possession. Extra pass now to Carvig on the attack, up and over right wing. Sherwood right of the key here for the Squirrels. Finds it now to Kenley. Haug will handle this one to Severson. Deep three is up off the iron, no good, and Nipstead gets her 7th board. Sierra working on a double-double. Nipstead, little hesitation move on Sherwood. Attacks the paint off the window, good for 2. Nipstead now with 10, and she scored in every quarter. 10.7 boards here for Nipstead. As can the Kindred Vikings get it back within single digits. The paint opens up for an easy Tuesday night stroll for Kinley Haug. Got a little rump screen, and no one helped her out on the defensive side, and Haug now takes full advantage, has 17. Liza Trembeth right wing as they work it back up top. Trembeth with the step through, 10-foot runner, no. Rebound tipped out, and Severson will come away with another board, her 4th of the quarter. Haug in the front court right now. Leaves it near side to Sherwood. Sherwood at the free throw line will give it back to Carvig. Carvig to Severson. Severson looking for a teammate. Takes the screen, and this one will be blocked by Liza out of bounds, and it will remain Central Cass basketball. Liza Trembeth with a couple of deflections and block shots here tonight for the lone senior on the roster, and quite honestly plays maybe a little bit bigger than her 5'11 frame, just with the length and athleticism that she has in terms of blocking shots, just being a pest defensively here as Nipstead nearly gets the steal. Sherwood with it on the skip to Flanagan. Flanagan with 8 seconds, able to see this one off the window, good for 2. I don't think Central Cass has done the quarter. They're waiting on the closeout for the Vikings because they've hit threes tonight. They've hit 6 of them, and now they're taking it right to the paint where there's no outside defense. Nipstead finds it to Trembeth. Liza taking a couple of hard dribbles inside the paint. Turnaround jumper from 6 is short, and a loose ball goes to Flanagan, her 2nd board. Central Cass up by 19. Sherwood wants to make it 21 or 22. Haug will see it here. Gives it back right to the key. Flanagan for 3 is short. Sherwood with the tip, but out of bounds, and it will be Kindred basketball. Well, Squirrels averaging 54 points per game. Defensively giving up 55 coming into tonight, while Kindred averaging 65 points per game. Defensively giving up 47. 2 losses this year for the Vikings, a loss at Valley City and a loss at Thompson, 2 teams in the latest top 5 girls basketball poll. Trembeth weaving her way inside the paint. Turnaround jumper is short. Rebound comes down to Flanagan, her 3rd. Up the far sideline of the floor. Little shake and bake to Haug. Left pocket 3 for Liv is up, and that'll go long. Loose ball, Trembeth outlet. Nice find the other side to Peterson. Peterson stepped through off the window, good for 2. Vikings will need more of that here to try to close out the quarter. As for Coach Bachmann, calls out the offense with Kinley Haug. 17.6 in the quarter as they see with Flanagan now. Back to Kinley. Haug will see this one on the rub screen by Verkeelen. Kinley, shovel pass inside to Liv, up and in for 2. Oh, what a dime by Kinley Haug, and Severson now at 21. Nipstead, right-handed side, crossing over left to right. High off the window. Nipstead can't get it to go. It's a loose ball. Verkeelen rips it away. Her 5th board. JC in the front court slows it down and gives it back to Kinley here. Now to Liv. Ball gets reversed. Flanagan, 3 short off the iron. Nipstead with the rebound, her 8th. Trembeth in the front court. Here is Liza at the wing, and a foul on Flanagan. First foul of the half for either club. Flanagan will pick up her third as Addie Hushka will check in and Avi Kovervig will come back into the game for the Central Cass Squirrels. Nipstead to inbound the basketball here for the Vikings. Back up top to Trembeth as Liza goes behind the back. Flanagan trying to get in front of her to the right wing. Liza leaves it to Peterson. Peterson turnaround jumper, no. Rebound Ivy as it goes back to Peterson. Right-handed scoop, no. Ivy gets another board, her fifth. Finds her sister Liza, tees up a three. Nothing but the bottom of the net and a timeout on the floor. Liza Trembeth with 18 and give Ivy on the inside working for the loose ball. Kindred back within 16 on the Bank North scoreboard.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
High school basketball here tonight on YourLiveEvent.com. Timeout brought to you in part by Tope Insurance in Castleton. That's T-O-O-P, Tope Insurance at 701-347-4045 to get in touch with Ryan Tope here in Castleton throughout the week. Nice crowd that continues to file on in here in Castleton for this doubleheader. As full court pressure defense over the timeout by Sam Brandt. The Vikings will have two remaining. Hushka sees this one to Kinley. Haug, top of the key, looks for it. Trembeth able to muscle her way with Severson, and Severson will get the loose ball. Vikings are asking for a push on Liv. Now it goes to Flanagan. Three-pointers up off the iron. Rebound to Nipstead. As Sierra Nipstead looks up the floor, finds it to Liza. Liza on Kovervig, makes her way to the paint. Left-handed shot is up and in. Liza Trembeth now with 20. Severson with it to Kovervig. Squirrels can hold for the final shot of the third quarter. For the Vikings, you're one more deflection and a transition bucket to get within 12. Right wing goes Kovervig. Kovervig back up top to Kinley. Haug with 10 seconds in the quarter. They go underneath the screen, so she'll shoot the three. Yes, sir. She's got 20. Nipstead now with 2. Sierra trying to beat the horn. Good if it goes off the iron, and that's how we'll end our third quarter of play. Central Cass Squirrels 56, Kindred 39 as we head to the fourth.
At the Central Cass School District, excellence isn't just a goal. It's our mission by empowering individuals to make a positive impact. Central Cass School District is dedicated to providing students with an innovative curriculum supported by a variety of co-curricular activities from athletics and the arts to leadership and service, aiming to provide excellence between students, staff, family, and community. Central Cass School District, fostering student excellence by inspiring individuals to be their best.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
As we head to the fourth quarter on the Bank North scoreboard, 56-39 if you're Kindred. How many possessions and how many transition buckets can you get? And if you're Central Cass, how can you find a way to take these 8 minutes, go off the clock rather quickly? Nipstead working with it up top, able to weave her way back up top now to Liza. Trembeth with a little cradle rock, making her way to the right wing here as she's guarded by Severson. Severson nearly picked up a foul as Trembeth able to turn. Shot is up and in. Liza Trembeth right now putting on a shooting performance. She's got 22 on the night here for the Vikings. Over half their points. Severson weaving her way, and there's going to be a foul. Foul on Kindred. Odegaard will pick up her fourth. Team's first of the half for the Vikings. That's so their first of the quarter. As you'll see it on the inbounds here for Kinley Haug. Ball left-handed side to Severson. Double team inside. Haug wide open. Shot is up. They doubled, but no one helped the helper. Severson with the assist, and Haug now with 22. Liza Trembeth, three-pointer from the right wing off the iron. Rebound, put back. There's a foul, and Odegaard will head to the free throw line. Kate, 3 points, 3 rebounds. Foul coming on Central Cass, their first of the quarter, as this would be on Kovacic, Abby's first. And a free throw attempts on the way. Season low in scoring for Kindred at Thompson, in which they had 47 in a 78-47 loss against the Tommies. Free throw on the first one. Able to see it go up and in. Second one for Kate goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Full court pressure defense. Central Cass did a good job against it in the first half, as we're able to break the press just like we see it here. Right wing to Kovacic. Kovacic thought about a three, not a Haug. On the press sometimes, even if they don't get the turnover, it's all about trying to speed your opposition up and see if you take an early shot in a shot clock situation. Severson nearly lost it. Nipstead was there now to Kenley. Pass inside to Sherwhite with the left hand, up and in for 2. Sherwhite, some timely plays here tonight. She's got 7. And if you're the Vikings, it's kind of had that feeling. You nearly get a steal, but it results in 2 points then for Central Cass, as a shot by Trembeth is off the mark. Rebound on the interior here to Verkeelen, her 6th. Kenley Haug to the right wing, making her way inside the paint. Pass to Sherwhite, back extra fine to Kovacic. Kovacic with it around the world as they give it to Kenley. Back to Liv, right wing 3 is up, and the three-pointer off the iron. Rebound to Odegaard. Kate gets her 3rd board of the half. Trembeth as Liza able to see Kovacic come out and switch and hedge. Trembeth left-handed side to McQuillan. Collins looking for a teammate, skips it to Ivy, now to Nipstead. Sierra, here they go underneath, so step back. Three-pointer is short. Looking to loose ball, though, for Liza. Trembeth able to spin on Kovacic with the left hand, up and in for 2. Liza Trembeth with 24. 5:45 to play here in the 4th. Nipstead able to bat that one out of bounds and reset defensively for the Vikings. Kindred will see Jay Bachmann call a timeout. We'll break as well on the Bank North scoreboard. It's a 15-point lead here on the way for Central Cass.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Broadcasting today from the First Class Mortgage broadcast booth. Whether you're buying a new home or refinancing your existing mortgage, their dedicated team takes the time to understand your financial situation. Located in Fargo on 13th Avenue and 25th Street, or simply go to firstclasscorp.com. A 15-point advantage here for Central Cass. They were up by 17 going into the 4th. Nipstead on top has been close to getting her hand on a couple of loose ball basketball attempts here tonight, as Severson will make her way and pick up a foul here on the Kindred Vikings. Foul assist to Odegaard, and that'll be the final foul here for Kate. So she'll finish with 5 points, goes 3 of 4 from the free throw line here for Odegaard, and has 4 rebounds, as they will have a substitution coming up. Free throw is up and in for Severson. Severson now with 22, as they'll make the substitutions into the game. As you'll see, Matthias, Starcevic, and Peterson all checking in. And again, Odegaard fouling out, and just with 8 players here for Sam Brandt. So now she's down to 7 here on the bench. Free throw attempt number 2 for Severson, also good, as Liv has 23. Liv with 23, Kenley Haug with 22. That makes up a majority of the points tonight here for Central Cass between those two. This one goes through the hands of Peterson. Peterson guarded by Verkeelen here. Gives it back up top to Liza. Trembeth, right-handed side, directing traffic. Able to take a screen jumper from 16. In and out, no good. Board on the way here for Kenley. Haug with their 3rd board as Kenley in transition. Shake and bake move. Floater in the paint, up and in for 2. Kenley Haug with 24. Making a 19-point contest, and if you're Central Cass, could that be an early dagger? Trembeth to the right block. Jumper high off the window, up and in. Liza Trembeth with 26 to lead the floor. Central Cass will handle this one right-handed side to Sherwhite. Sherwhite with the deflection off at Trembeth. This one will go out of bounds and remain Central Cass basketball. Again, coming up in between our games, a modified post-game show. Stats, take a hear from the members of a victorious team, and then we'll get you ready for the boys' game. That's coming up here a little bit later on tonight. Ball will make its way to Severson, left-handed side. Verkeelen with 18 on the shot clock. As Verkeelen bounce pass to Kinley, back to Liv. Liv leaves it across the paint. Good hand by Liza. Trembeth gets the steal. Trembeth trying to quickly go to the other side of the floor where right now Kindred needs to be very efficient down the stretch in terms of field goal percentage. As Nipstead gets doubled, this one out of bounds, and it will remain Kindred basketball. Haug able to double with Verkeelen there. Sierra Nipstead so far with 10 points and 9 rebounds for the 5'11 sophomore. Finds it to Liza on the inbounds on the interior to Sierra. Turnaround jumper in for 2. Sierra Nipstead now has scored in every quarter. She's got 12. Back to a 15-point game. Haug with it to Verkeelen. Verkeelen to Kavervig. As Kavervig gives it back to Verkeelen, able to skip this one to Kinley. Right-handed side to Severson, now to Kavervig. Ball makes its way to Sherwhite as Central Cass not dribbling through this zone, but passing and cutting more than through this zone tonight. Haug, three-pointer short, out of bounds, and it will be Kindred basketball. Substitution as Flanagan to check in for Kavervig. If you're Kindred, you'll take the defensive stop, but right now, if you're Central Cass, you'll be more than willing to take 25, 30 seconds off the clock every time you have the rock. As Nipstead lost it, Sherwhite gets the steal. They'll go the other side of the floor as this one will be with Kinley. Haug at the left wing. Nipstead applying some pressure up top as they give it to Severson. Right at the key. Flanagan 3. That goes long. Rebound though to Verkeelen. Verkeelen with her 7th board of the game here for JC. Severson doubled, and there's going to be a foul. Foul going to be coming here to the Vikings with Peterson, her 2nd. That'll be a team's 3rd here of the quarter. And a fresh 35 is what it does on the Bank North scoreboard. As Central Cass to Sherwhite here, able to reverse it right-handed side, driving her way off the window, comes up short off the iron that is. And a rebound here to Peterson. Nipstead, other side of the floor, transition jumper. She was able to set her feet and book it. Nipstead now with 15. That's her first three-pointer of the night. Player that shoots 56% from the floor. They get a steal, Trembeth. This could be dangerous 3. That'll go long. Rebound here, 1 on the interior. Then we're going to get a jump ball, and the arrow will go towards Central Cass. Flanagan and Peterson both had their hand on the basketball there, and it will make its way towards Central Cass. Talking about it earlier, that 13, 14 points. Now they got it down to 12. Can they get a stop and a score here? They nearly got another one. Bounce pass goes to Sherwhite off the window. Good for 2. Sherwhite had herself a nice game tonight with 9 points here for Central Cass. Trembeth on the inside. Kindred to the right block. Off the window, up and in. Good-looking move by Mathis, as Mathis quickly got the 2 points. And a trip here for Kenley Haug. They'll go out of bounds, and it will be Kindred basketball. So that's what Kindred will need, a quick score and a quick turnover. How many more possessions can you get if you're the Vikings right now? They have 2 timeouts remaining. Central Cass has 3. Vikings with 1 more foul to give before it's the bonus. Central Cass has 1 foul here in the quarter. Trembeth, three-pointer off the iron. Rebound, put back, and there's a foul. Peterson with the loose ball. She'll be rewarded with free throws here. The Vikings are 5 of 6 from the free throw line so far here tonight, and can Kindred try to put a late game push here against their rival in Central Cass. Free throw attempt here for Peterson. First one is up, and that goes short. Second free throw attempt will be upcoming as Kavervig will check in for J.C. Verkeelen. Free throw attempt number 2 on the way for Peterson. Up and in. Now it's 2-11. Kavervig to Severson. Trembeth trying to get a deflection. Kenley to Sherwhite as they slow it up now for the Squirrels. Severson left inside. Kindred continuing to work. Kenley Haug sees a double team back to Liv. Liv with the ball fake here, gives it to Kenley. Haug at the free throw line, stepped her right-handed shot, and she gets fouled. Kenley Haug able to be patient there with Liv, seeing the double team come. You know, Kindred has to chase the game, so there might be a couple more avenues to be open to make a cut and get to the paint. That's what Haug was able to do. Kenley, free throw attempt up and in. Now with 25 points here for Kenley Haug. And I'm not sure if it's a 20-25 thing, but 6-7. As it's 67-55, free throw attempt. The student section for Central Cass, a couple of them were still freaking out a little bit with 1:48 left to play. 68-55 on the Bank North scoreboard.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Broadcast here today. Timeout brought to you in part by Cass County Mutual. You can talk with Lindsey Johnson in Castleton or find an agent near you by visiting CassCountyMutual.com. Servicing a good portion of eastern North Dakota and southeastern part of the state. Again, that's Cass County Mutual. Central Cass up by 13. Since the three-division system, Kindred has won 4 of the 5 matchups. The lone win for Castleton coming last year here in Castleton last season. Trembeth, Eliza sees it right-handed side, back cut, good back cut by Nipstead. This one goes out of bounds, last touch here by Sierra. Turnover on the Vikings. As that one just got deflected as they utilize it now on the loose ball. Kenley Haug breaks it to Flanagan, bounce pass to Sherwhite, and Sherwhite gets fouled. Eliza Trembeth with her 4th. Sherwhite to the free throw line to shoot 2. Tell you what, player that kind of is an X factor here is Sophie Sherwhite, the 5'5" junior guard, one of 2 juniors on the season here for head coach Jay Bachmann. And she can just be determined as a bulldog here in terms of how she goes after the defensive side of the floor. Also offensive rebounds, misses both free throw attempts, but she can kind of do the dirty work, so to speak, if you're head coach Jay Bachmann. Nipstead crossing over right to left, able to spin, stepped her off the window, no. Rebound right to Sherwhite, and Sherwhite will handle it now. Taking this one to Kenley Haug. Ball goes to the baseline to Covervig as they give it back to Kenley, and Central Cass more than content to milk some clock right now, up by 13 as they work it on the inside, unless they get a layup, and they get the layup with Flanagan. Gives Severson the assist, and the Squirrels get another 2 points on the board as they lead it by 15. Three-pointer by Nipstead is going to go long, as this one will go out of bounds and make its way through, and we'll see some fouls upcoming. High school basketball here tonight on YourLiveEvent.com. As we'll see Trembeth to the free throw line. This free throw is going to be up and good. Free throw attempt number 2 on the way here for Trembeth. This one's going to go long. Loose ball goes to Central Cass, and the Squirrels will handle it here the other side of the floor as they're able to do so. Up by 14. Liza Trembeth able to get the steal as they work with it. This one goes out of bounds with 34.8 seconds left to play. As Nipstead will find it to Trembeth, back to Sierra here. Sierra with the basketball, goes behind the back to Liza. Left pocket three is up and short. Rebound here to Central Cass with Flanagan. And all that Central Cass needs to do now is hold on the ball, and they will pick up the victory here and go to 3-4 in the region. And the Kindred Vikings will drop now to 4-2 in Region 1 play. Avenging an early season loss in Kindred, the Central Cass Squirrels pick up the win 70-56 here tonight in Castleton. Central Cass next up will be home to Oak Grove on Monday. Kindred gets a date with the Valley City Highlanders on Thursday. Haug with 26, Severson with 23, Liza Trembeth with 27 to lead the floor in the loss. Post-game show is coming up next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
When we bought our first home in Fargo, we had no idea where to start. A friend told us to call First Class Mortgage, and I'm so glad we did. They explained every step, answered all of our questions, and made us feel completely at ease. We closed on time and even got a better rate than expected. If you're buying or refinancing, trust me, call First Class Mortgage. They really do live up to their name.
First Class Mortgage is locally owned. Visit firstclasscorp.com for more info.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
High school basketball here tonight on YourLiveEvent.com. Welcome to our post-game show, brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. Central Cass with the 70-56 win over the Kindred Vikings here tonight. Take a look at the final numbers. Central Cass 13-17 from the free throw line. They hit 7 threes, while the Kindred Vikings would go 7 of 10 from the stripe and have 3 threes here tonight. Kinley Haug with 26 points and 3 rebounds, able to hit 4 3-pointers and go 2 of 2 from the line. 23 points here for Liv Severson with 6 boards as well. 9 on the way for Sophie Sherwhite, but she really also earned her stripes defensively going up against Sierra Nipstead, making it very tough, or at least trying to get a hand in Sierra's face here tonight. As much as we're talking offense, she did a good job defensively. Sherwhite with 9. Have 4 points on the way for Flanagan, 3.7 boards for Verkeelen. Hushka with 3, then Convig with 2 points and a couple of rebounds. Well, for the Kindred Vikings, led by the 27 of Liza Trembeth, a game high and 3 boards as well. Liza goes 3 of 4 from the stripe, 15 for Nipstead, 15 points, 9 rebounds, and she hit a 3. 5 points for Kate Odegar with 4 boards, 4 points for Ivy Trembeth, 3 points for Peterson, and 2 for Emma Mathis here tonight. Now time for our player of the game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life Tanks Energy. We're going to give this one to Liv Severson tonight for the 5'10 senior forward with those 23 points and 6 rebounds. She is our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. In our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest, the defense by Sherwhite and the three-point line. As Central Cass hit 6 threes in the first half compared to Kindred's 1, and that was the difference here on the 15 points. That is our play of the game, the three-point line and the defense by Sherwhite here tonight. Go to planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. We come back on the post-game show. We'll hear from Liv Severson and Jay Bachmann. That is next.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
As we come back on the post-game show, join us again, our player of the game, that is Liv Severson here with 23 points, also got 6 rebounds in this one, able to finish 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Liv, that first quarter, 28-9, you outscored Kindred, just what was working for your squad in the opening 8 minutes here, Liv.
Yeah, we knew they were going to come out with a lot of pressure. Last time we struggled with their press, so we were able to break their press break this time. And that was great to see. We moved the ball very well tonight, and I think that's just what got us rolling.
Yeah, let's talk about the pressure. We said in the pregame show that that's going to be a difference maker when you play a team like Kindred. What worked really well tonight just to have the extra pass or have that skip or just find that cutter that was able to make their way through the paint?
Yeah, I guess we just kind of saw the open floor a lot. Ball fakes really helped us tonight, and we were able to move the ball fast, so that worked well.
Talk about Sophie Sherwhite. I said she was kind of a player or play because of how she had to guard Sierra Nipstead, which is a tall order, but she made it very hard on her to try to get going here tonight. What'd you like from her, particularly on the defensive side of the floor?
Oh my gosh, we love Sophie. She comes out with so much fire every game. She attacks so hard. She had a lot of layups tonight. That was great. She's just always hustling, works her butt off, and it's just great to see. It helps us a lot.
It's only one game, but it's a rivalry game. It's a region win. What do you hope that a win like this propels you going forward the second time through the region with the Oak Groves, the Northern Casses, the Wahpetons, a second time you're live?
Yeah, this was just some really good team ball tonight. It was super fun to win. I think we played together as a team, moved the ball well. A lot of people were in the shooting, had a lot of points tonight, so that was fun to see. And I think we just need to keep this confidence and energy rolling.
Hey, Liv, congratulations on the win. Best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
Player of the game, Liv Severson. When we come back, we'll hear from the head coach. That is Jay Bachmann.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
You've seen him around at the game and at the cafe. That's Ryan from Taupe Insurance, your man about town and your go-to guy for coverage that fits. From farm, crop, home, auto, and more. Ryan knows Castleton because he lives it just like you with the service you expect. That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton with over 25 years of experience. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies at their office in Castleton or call 701-347-4045.
As we go from the player in Liv Severson to the head coach Jay Bachmann, join us now as Central Cass at 7-6 on the season, 3-4 in the region, a big region win the second time through going up against these teams. Jay, a biggest difference, obviously the turnovers. A lot of people will talk with you from December to now. So what worked for you guys to start the game, take a lead, and never relinquish it? There was one tie at 2 apiece, and you go on to take a 28-9 lead after the opening 8 minutes here, Jay.
You know, we just kept our composure. The first game we played, it was second or third game of the year. We weren't ready for it. We were ready for it this time. Like before the game, the girls seemed confident. I felt confident. I knew that we had, watched enough film and practiced enough that, hey, this is what we need to do. And it was just kind of down to the basics and knowing like, hey, do the little things and it's gonna work out. Going on that huge run, I mean, I don't know if we hardly missed in the first quarter. That always helps, I guess. But that was huge. Like we had girls, honestly, almost every girl on our starting 5 scored, I think, in that run at the first quarter. So that's huge. And we never looked back. We just kept on going.
I'll ask you about Kindred first before I talk about Liv and Sophie with you second here. Yep. Nipstead and Liza Trembeth still had 42 tonight, with Liza having 27. Yep. But what's it like trying to guard a 2-headed monster where they can both go off for 30 on a night if they can get going here, Jay?
And I have to give them all the credit in the world. Like those 2 girls are phenomenal basketball players, and I think with them it's not necessarily, hey, we got to hold them. It's we have to limit them and we have to make them work for every single point. Like we knew we didn't have a great matchup with them, but I knew defensively if we did some certain things against them, that would be to our advantage. We got lucky; they missed a few early, which gave us that lead, honestly. But we just kept going and kept going, and honestly, we threw a couple girls at them mainly, but we got in a little foul trouble, and then we just threw other girls, and everybody kind of stepped up in a big moment. And we were hungry. Like, you could see it. We were hungry. So, it was great.
Last question that I asked, we'll get you out on this. As much as we can talk about Kinley and Liv average, combining for 49 points tonight. Sophie with the 9 points. The defense. Also, JC Verkeelen had 7 rebounds here in this one.
It's huge.
We can get those 2 doing some of the dirty work, so to speak, with JC and Sophie. Just how does that help this team going forward?
I mean, huge. Like, we told JC, hey, you need to do this and this, and she did it. And she played phenomenal. A couple times she was upset with me because something happened, and I said, you're doing great. Just keep going. You're doing great. And she did a great job. Sophie, I mean, not enough to say about her defense tonight. I mean, Sierra had 15. I'm assuming that's under her average for the year.
Yep.
And she just was relentless, relentless when she had the ball. And it's funny, 3 of Sierra's points came in the end when Sophie got crossed up with 2 of our own girls, and then she had a wide open 3. Before that, she had only had 12. So, Sophie was just relentless, giving up a lot of inches, but it didn't matter Sophie's got the heart of a lion, and she played great.
Hey, Jay, congratulations. Enjoy this one. We'll see you next week against the Grovers.
Thank you.
Jay Bachmann, head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels. Central Cass wins part 1 of our doubleheader. The boys game coming up. Battle of number 1 and 3 in the state here in 10 minutes for the opening tip.